All right. Hey, everybody. Um, how does the audio sound good? Let me know in chat if everything worked out okay. All right. While I'm waiting on a response there, let's do the thing. Let's get everything going. I was supposed to do this to begin with and totally forgot to do that. All right. All right. Cool. Because actually, I should double check with. Okay, we're good now. All right, great. For those of you that are joining us after the fact, this is probably not the most exciting start to the stream, but that is fine. Let's start. Let's pretend like it didn't happen, right? All right. Okay, great. All right. So basically, let's start over. If you haven't been able to figure it out, we basically tried to do this once. Audio was messed up, so trying it again. Basically, Games Workshop had Warhammer Fest this week, and tons of new releases revealed, a bunch of new exciting stuff coming up. And if you were there for the announcements, you got to see that all unfold. I wasn't. I've been very busy this week, haven't had a chance to really pay attention to Warhammer Fest, and so I thought it'd be fun if I just went through at least the 40K days with you, with chat live, and kind of share my opinions and stuff in real time. Keep in mind, I really haven't seen this stuff until now, so that's what we're doing. This is the Warhammer Fest website, of course, and yeah, I've seen the thumbnail, so I have a little bit of an idea of what is going on. There's not like a new Primarch or anything that they probably would have put on the thumbnail here. But yeah, let's start with day 2, which was the first 40K day. Looks like it focused on sisters, and yeah, I saw that there's a new war suit here. We've seen some sister stuff. We saw the new tank. We saw the new war suits. We saw the new Celestines, or not Celestines. What are they called? You know what I mean. I'm guessing they'll talk about them here somewhere, right? Um, and so it's not surprising that we have a little bit more information, right? Because we only saw one version of those things. We'll probably get more information here, but Morven Val, Abbess Sanctorum of the Adeptus Sororitas, is a new model. We haven't seen this before, and I think she looks really cool. So she's in a Paragon war suit. It says of peerless quality, which, yeah, I agree. I think this thing looks, really cool. I think it looks awesome. Before we reset the stream here, I was talking about how I hadn't noticed that she actually has these little like statues, these little sister statues on her shoulders here, which are like the vents for the warsuit. I think that looks really, really cool. I love the detailing on the arms here, and it just altogether, I think it works. It's basically like a sister's dread knight, right? I'm sure people have made that comparison left, right, and center every day since this thing has been revealed. But yeah, I think she looks awesome, and honestly looks a lot easier to paint than a mortifier or a penitent engine. Like, I just like that everything is accessible on this. You don't have like that internal cavity that's a bear to access if the model is assembled, and isn't something you can necessarily see very well. Anyway, so this looks cool. Yeah, I'm excited for this. It looks like, I think someone said that this is Lord of War, right? So High Lord Terra. Leading armies on battlefields everywhere soon. Okay. Yeah, is she a Lord of War? Well, she's okay, so she's a High Lord of Terra, right? Right, that probably means she's a Lord of War, right? Okay. I could probably solve this issue just by reading the things. But yeah, I mean, that looks sweet. I've been working on my sisters a lot lately. Basically, that most of my hobby time has been spent on painting my sisters. Part of the reason why I haven't had a lot of videos out lately is just because I've been working on my sisters so much, and I've been really excited about them. I've had a lot of fun painting them. I have added to my pile of shame because of them. So I have a fair number of kits that I need to actually assemble at this point for my sisters, and I'm really into them right now. And so I'm just happy that there's even more, there's more to love, right? There's more to love here. Astrid probably Turga, right? It's probably not a third. I mean, sure, we'll go with Thurga, right? Astrid Thurga and Agatha Dolan. All right, so right, we saw the bullet, the standard bearer, Astrid, in the Battle Sister Bulletin a few days ago, right? And I really do like the battle standard poses. Like, there's a bunch of battle standards in the Sisters Army. I think they all look really nice. I think it's a nice pose. It gives you a lot to work with while painting, right? You have a lot of different surfaces to work with, different textures, different colors, and I just enjoy that. Plus, I don't know, I guess it just gives me some nostalgia for like Warhammer Fantasy, where I would always, you'd have your standard bearer, your musician, your champion. Yeah, it just I think standard bearer models are cool. So right, so I was excited when I saw her. Yeah, the face is a little, the haircut. I think it's the haircut, right? Which, you know, um, these are nuns, right? So I'm not exactly expecting them to have have the most stylish hairdos. So it's fine. Um, but yeah, I think if I pick up Astrid, I will probably use the helmeted option, just for fun, I guess. All right, so as the bearer of the banner known as the Otto Tapestry, which not my favorite name, of the Emperor's Judgment, Astrid is held in great reverence by all the Order's militants. Adeptus Sororitas, in her presence, all fight harder, inspired by the knowledge that the God Emperor's gaze is upon them, and that their deeds in battle will be recorded by the Hagio later, Agatha Dolan, who accompanies her at all times. Okay, so okay, fine. Okay, so she's basically a two model unit, not just a single person. I can dig it. So if Astrid plants her sacred standard at the right place and time, the tide of battle can be turned in an instant. So is that probably like a once per battle rule that she has? Right. Great additions to the Crusade force. Not only do they fit in thematically, but they come with a pair of abilities that interact well with a bespoke. Oh, folks, it's bespoke. Adeptus Sororitas Crusade rules. Oh, okay. Yeah. So if you want to play Crusade, okay. Yeah. Still, like I said, I can dig the standard bearer model. I guess what's her name? Agatha Dolan. I'm less excited about. Oh yeah, we saw the dog. I totally forgot about the Dogmata. Right, cool. Angry face, still a cool model. The Palatine. Yeah. Okay, cool. Celestians. That's what I was trying to say. Not Celestines. Celestians. The Celestians Sacrosancts. Right, and we saw these in the Battle Sister Bulletin before. And dang, like, so these are like Blade Guard Vet versions, or like Deathwing Knight versions of Battle Sisters, right? I guess the only reasons why I say that is because they have shields, right? Which plenty of units have shields, so that's not really not necessarily an apt comparison, but they look cool, man. Like, I want a unit of these things to go beat some I don't know, what should we say, like Necrons. I'm thinking about Necrons because the idea with my sisters is that Gil, the Blood Angels guy, is working on his Necron simultaneously. So yeah, I think these things could hurt some Necrons, right? Like, that's a big metal stick. That would work, right? They look awesome. I feel like there's some good conversion opportunities here too with the weapon. Like, you could really easily switch that out. This shield with the pistol in it. Is it a pistol or is it a full bolter? Let's see. Okay. Yep. So yeah. So it's just a pistol, but still, that looks really cool. I think you could do something. You could do something with that, right? And one thing too, like these flat surfaces like this are really a great opportunity for some freehand. I have this lofty goal of doing some, like, almost like paisley or kind of like floral freehand on some of the paneling on my rhinos and my exorcist, and that could be replicated a little bit on this flatter surface here too, right? Like, that would be a good opportunity for that freehand, and of course that is nice for tournaments, right? That's how you get that paint score, baby, is with that freehand. Okay. Right, so we get, oh, they can take plasma. Nice. Right. And here's a different shield option, huh? Okay. I do like this more ornate shield, but I think I like the standard one better, right? I think I like the flat one better. All right, and then here's the Paragon War Suits, right? Like, so what was her name? I already forgot her name. Morvenn Vahl. Morvenn Vahl here, right? She's in a super duper Paragon War suit. I think the cloth adds a lot to her model here, right? Like, these Paragon War suits don't have cloth on them, or at least as much cloth, particularly on the arms. And I think that cloth really helped kind of balance the model out. Like, they look cool. Like, especially this pose, I think looks cool. I think the bolter version, like the melta version, cool. This bolter version here, though, that just looks really, really clunky. Like, you have a giant thing on a tiny, wimpy little arm. That looked really unbalanced to me. And I think the cloth from Morven Val's Paragon War Suit would help alleviate that kind of oddity in the appearance here. But overall, I mean, these are cool. I like the larger missile racks on Val's suit as well. I'd like to see that, but still, like that, I would say that might be a conversion you could do if you could get multiple like upper portions of Morven Val's. You could just switch that out, but who knows at this point. But yeah, I can dig it, right? So you have power sword options, you have power maul options, you have a bolter, flamer, melta, the holy trinity of Battle Sisters. Cool. Yeah, like I wonder, okay, so does this tell us anything really more about this? Okay. So yeah, you get 3 in a box, which is, you don't, so they're like they're supposed to be like crisis suit level eliteness, right? Like you get 3 in a box, that means that they're not going to be super awesome, right? They're not like dreadnoughts. They're not giant behemoths that are really going to last a long time. They're more specialists. They're more they're to do a job, but you need multiple of them, right? Even Penitent engines only come in 2 in a box, so they're less than that, right? Castigator, that's a new tank, right? So right, so on a Rhino chassis, yeah. Like, so what's the deal with them like making all of these sisters tanks basically use the, they're not discontinued, but they're essentially discontinued Space Marine stuff, right? Like the the original Space Marine stuff, not the Primaris stuff, the Firstborn stuff, right? Like the sisters are getting like all the hand-me-downs and kind of like upcycling it. So we have a Predator now. Right. Yeah. It's much like the Space Marine Predator with a powerful turret-mounted primary weapon and sponson-mounted heavy bolters. Yeah. I mean, I think it looks cool, and I'm glad for an updated kit of this. I guess I almost just, I don't know. Like I am honestly just a lot less excited about this than any of the other sisters announcements, because I've seen the Predator for so long that this just feels like another Predator, even though it's brand new, even though it has a new sculpt, has tons more detail on it, it's a lot more interesting than the old Predators. It still just feels old, right? Doesn't feel as exciting as some of these new things. So yeah, it looks neat. There's a reason maybe there's a reason to bring it once we get the rules for it, but I don't know. Just doesn't seem that exciting to me. It doesn't seem that juicy. I would rather do the more iconically sistersy things and the new sistersy things than like try to borrow stuff from the Space Marines. Just, I don't know. Just doesn't feel exciting. Kind of feels like I don't know. Just I guess I've said my part on that. It just isn't exciting. Right. So they're getting the Adepta Sororitas are getting their biggest and best codex ever, whopping 128 pages, bringing their lore up to date, 35 data sheets, and a suite of Crusade rules. Does anyone play Crusade? Like, when, I guess pandemic really, hurt that, but Crusade, when they announced Crusade, it sounded like it'd be a lot of fun to do, kind of at the small group type of thing. But yeah, just because pandemic, never got a chance to do that, and realistically probably will never have a chance to do that, right? Just because time's limited. I don't have time to spend on Crusade when I could be playing other types of games, so I'm probably just never going to do it, even though it sounds really cool. It sounds like it'd be fun. Rules for Hymns of Battle. inspirational verses sung by the dogmata that venerate the god emperor, and minorist convictions that give you the option to represent an order militant of your own creation. Okay, yeah, right. So build your own sub faction, right? And then battle hymns. That makes sense. Okay, like this is a cool again. So we have the Celestian Sacrosant on the cover here. I wonder if they're going to give us a special character, right? Like, is this supposed to be something? Is there something else that's coming? I mean, they probably would mention that now, right? Like they have the Paragon War Suits. They have. Is that Morven Vol back there? Probably. Maybe not. But then they have the Sacrosancts here, right? So they're pouring on the new stuff on the cover, basically. Right. So Warzone Charodon. Is any of this new? Really? Is there any? Okay. Cool terrain. All right. So that's it. Okay. So a nice bit of reveal here. I'm into it. You know, I like here. Let me grab it. Right, like this. Right, this codex. I love this art. I think this is solid art. I don't know. I like this better than the new one, right? Just feels, I don't know, feels more reverent, I guess. All right. All right. So let's take a look. What else came out? All right. So yeah, I did see there's Gaunt's Ghosts. We can skip the Black Library stuff. All right. Warhammer Underworlds. So I was watching Uncle Adam, or listening to him rather, and he was talking about how there's Underworlds, Necromunda, Aeronautica, Imperialis, but no kill team stuff, and like what that means for kill team. I don't know. It was a good video if you want to check it out. But basically, I can't be wondering more about what's coming tomorrow morning with the Saturday preview. I don't know. Maybe they tell us in here. Let's look at day 5 and then we can talk about that. Right. So day 5, that was today. Oh, orcs. Right. We knew it was orcs because there was orcs on the thumbnail, right? Okay. So is this it's an army box, just like they had for Sisters. That's cool. I wonder, so is it going to be push like kind of the monopose stuff, or is it going to be the full kits? A whole mob of models in this box that are seeing light of day for the first time. Like I'm way more interested in like if it's the normal kit versus kind of the monopose thing for this than I'm actually what the actual models are. Just because, so I was really, so we're going to talk more about Sisters, right? With the Sisters Army box, this is really old news, but with the Sisters Army box, right? It's they're monopose builds, and all of the sisters, they like push together in a way that there's a seam right on the shoulder pad, right where the iconography is, and that sucks. Like that's not fun because depending on how it fits together, depending on how you glue it, depending on exactly if you trim everything right, like it's really easy to mess that up, especially if you're in a hurry trying to assemble multiple boxes of that army set, like I don't know, me perhaps. Like I have a bunch of sisters that have like kind of messed up shoulders because I like put too much glue on it or something, and it seeped out and kind of obscured that detail right there. Like that's I don't know. I don't think that's the case with the multi-pose kits. So I don't know. I just like the fact that they were the monopose kits is fine, but I obviously like the multi-pose kits better. I think they're, obviously they are higher quality. So anytime you can get those multi-pose kits in a box is good. So I'm just curious about that here. But dang, look at this. Okay. So the Squig Hog Boys, yeah, we saw them. Oh, look, there's like a little grot on a little tiny squig. I guess it's probably a normal size squig, right? Because these guys are just on big squigs. This squig has wheels. That squig has wheels. What? Okay, cool. And then these are what, like primary sized orcs? Like they're big. These are bigger orcs, right? That's what they said in the preview, right? And I suppose at the time when they were talking about it, I just assumed that it was like a character that was bigger. But this is a whole set of boys. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 10. So 5, 10, another 3, 13, and then another 3, 6, 7. So 20 boys here. If these are all the same, if these are all just boys, that's a lot. Look at this guy. Like this Squig's got like a helmet, like a Pachy, what? Pachycephalosaurus. Is that the dinosaur? This guy looks awesome. So we have like this guy, then we have the what is that? The boom snega rocket guy. I'm real bad at orc stuff, guys. Right. Particularly conspicuous gentleman with a he is a conspicuous gentleman, is he not? Oh man. I just feel like this is the kind of orc that would have a conversation with you, and like you're on the bus and he just starts talking to you and you really don't want to be talked to and he just keeps going. That's this guy right here, right? A runt herd for hire shunned by Orc Society for his wild and preposterous ideas. Yeah, that's the guy on the bus. That's what this is. This is the guy on the bus orc. His supposedly absurd theory, maybe grots aren't entirely useless after all. Okay. I mean, yeah. All right. Orc engineer. Okay, yeah. So yeah, here's our little Gretchen on a wheelie squig. I like that. I've shown this on live streams before. I have the whole Loon Curse box just sitting in my closet for a day in the future. So squigs are cool. I'm down for that. Look at this. Whoa. Look at that guy. That's pretty awesome. Right? Like that's a more classic kind of orky thing, right? Upgraded Cadian shock troops. Okay. People who make up the fighting forces come for all walks of life. Okay, I'm glad to see that. Some are fresh-faced recruits. Veterans. Okay, so basically we're getting some variety in our Cadians. This guy looks like Paul Buscemi. Has anyone said that? He looks like Paul Buscemi. Steve Buscemi. Paul Buscemi, I don't think is a person. Maybe he is. We should Google Paul Buscemi. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is cool. Awesome. I wish it was a whole new kit though, right? I wish it was a whole new kit. This is cool. I like this. I'm happy to see Different types of humans show up. Like, that's awesome. I'm glad. But I wish it was just a whole new kit, right? Like, not that there's anything necessarily wrong with the existing kit, which I guess is why they did this, but I don't know. It just feels like it'd be time for an upgrade. Like maybe they could get a little bit more detail on these kits if they put out a new one. And then you could just wrap all this in there as well. But that's probably a thing for a later day. Right? Okay. So this is cool though. Like if you want to do conversions for Guvesa, for Tau, of course, like this is sweet that you basically are getting upgrade kit with a bunch of different parts. Like you can basically take those upgrade parts and then put those on Fire Warriors and boom, Guvesa, right? Like that seems pretty easy. Oh, okay, cool. All right, awesome. Yeah, so we have different races, different types of heads, different helmets, different expressions. That's awesome. Right? Like just having like a pack of heads. A pack of heads is useful, right? New weapon choices. That's sweet. Okay, a psychic storm. Okay. New teaser trailer. Psychic forces are preparing to clash in an upcoming battle box. Okay. So, Grey Knights. There's no such thing as a Grey Knight. We've never heard of this. Okay. Right. Okay. They're being tongue in cheek. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sit still and we'll send along one of our helpful inquisitors show exactly where you are mistaken. Okay. Yes. All right. I understand. Right. Are you excited for the new releases coming soon? Let us know. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, right. So the thing tomorrow, right? Is it related to this? Is it going to be Grey Knights versus Zinch or something? Grey Knights versus Eldar? What would the opposing psychic force be? Oh, it's going to be Demiurge, right? Or not Demiurge, Nessakar. That's what it'll be, right? No doubt about it. That just it's a Kroot army. They're going to make a whole new Kroot army, and they're going to be psychers. That's what it's going to be. So Saturday, is it going to be this that we're learning more about this army box? Like that seems pretty underwhelming for a whole like secret day, right? Like it's probably going to be something more along the lines of a new edition of something, right? Like that's what it feels like. Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's probably going to be Thousand Suns, right? Thousand Suns is going to be the partner in the battle box. But yeah, so it feels like it would be a new edition. And I kind of thought that they would give us a hint today about what that is. And like I kind of thought they'd be like, oh yeah, and maybe that's is like from like Blizzard, from BlizzCon stuff. Like they would give you the announcement, and then they'd be like, oh yeah, this is where all those gaps, all those mystery spots in the schedule are going to be for this new thing that we just announced. So I kind of thought they would give us a tease at least about what it is. So maybe it is just the battle box. Maybe it's like, okay, well, you're asking for a tease. Here's your tease. Why don't you accept it? But I tend to think it's a new edition of something. So New Age of Sigmar, which maybe a new version of Age of Sigmar that would balance out with the one day that they had on Age of Sigmar. So now you have two days for that. Or maybe it's the really pessimistic voice in me is nervous that it's going to be 10th edition of 40K. So I really hope that that's not the case, but I doubt it, right? I think they're going to get at least a little bit farther. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The hype could just be about the battle box. Like, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think there's like a solid 30% chance as just them going over the battle box, right? Okay. Maybe 45%. New Kill Team edition. Right. So that like, um, they didn't mention it at all on the Specialist Games Day, but um, again, I agree. I don't think that Kill Team necessarily needs an update. Not that any, you could argue that no edition ever needs an update, right? But I don't think that's really true, right? Like if you look at the 40K updates, they generally come at a point where the system has been revised enough times that it needs to be consolidated. And yes, that is somewhat true for Kill Team with elites, with Commander, but those are, I don't know, those are optional things. So is it going to be a new edition of Kill Team? Possibly. But would they like make that like a super secret special Saturday thing? I doubt it, because it's not one of their flagship properties. I think a super secret day is going to be either Age of Sigmar or 40K related. Um, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to have a super secret hype day about one of the, B tier, one of the JV games. Um, yeah, maybe Curse City. I, there's a little part of me that wants it to be a new Primarch, like especially for Valrak. I think if guys haven't seen Chapter Master Valrak, popular YouTuber, has had a bout of bad luck, um, and is in rough shape. So yeah, it would be it would be cool if we could get a new Primarch for him, because he's always going on about new Primarchs, right? Um, Silly question: has GW done an official announcement with their partnership with Wizard on their 40K crossover? Maybe it's something that's, yeah, it could be. They have done an announcement on it, but they haven't given us a lot of detail on it. They just said like there's going to be, I think, 4 decks. But yeah, it could be something like that, right? Like that's not a bad idea, right? What if it's going to be a whole day talking about the 40K Magic the Gathering decks? Maybe, like, I'm tempted to do it. I'm tempted to buy that. I don't play Magic very often, but that just seems like, I don't know. It seems like it could be a fun collector's piece. Mm. You know what I really like? Not even the actual decks to play with. I don't know how you get them. They have like just the sheets. They have just the sheets that are, um, you know, the cards, but they're not cut. That'd be cool to have that of the 40K stuff. No. All right. All right. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. I don't know is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I don't. So like, what do we think about Warhammer Fest this year? Like again, I think the sister stuff was cool. If you're an orc player, the orc tease really was cool. Um, there wasn't anything too ground shattering, right? And so maybe that's going to come tomorrow. Maybe that's a tomorrow thing. Why are we doing a wrap up stream if there's still one day left? Because it's like the end of the main thing, and it's Friday. And I'm probably not going to do this on a Saturday. So, yeah. Um, so pacing was weird. Yeah, well, the pacing was weird. Do I think Tau will get a complete rework round up? No, not like in the way that like Drukari got a few years ago. And what can we do about Drukari? I wait for a new codex. That's about all I can say confidently. There might be some right there. Like there could be some options with like flamer suits or like flamers and fusion suits or something like that. Or even like a custom sept type thing, which by the way I have to do a couple army list reviews. I have to do a couple of army list reviews on that, but there could be like a custom sept thing that you do with like upgunned or hardened warheads that could be a pain for Drukari. But yeah, so I don't think they're going to get a complete rework. I think the new codex might bring it's either going to bring like one new model or a complete new set of Kroot or Vespid. I don't think that they're not going to like come out with a bunch of new battle suits. I don't think. Right? Like they've done that and they've done it and they've done it. And I really hope that they break the pattern of just releasing more suits and spread the love a little bit. I think the time is right for that. So it's not going to be a full rework, but it's going to be, actually recognizing some of these long neglected parts of the army. If it's any type of rework at all, really. So. Right. Yeah. There are a ton of like tweaks, a ton of things that they need to address. We talked about that. I guess a month or two ago at this point. I would like to see a new Tau vehicle too, right? Like, I mean the Devilfish. The Devilfish chassis is cool. Right, but I feel like it's aged fine. It's aged all right, but I'd like to see something more. I'd like to see something a little bit different. We have piranhas. What else? We really don't have like. Yeah, we need to have more. A crude vehicle would be cool. Like I could see basically, like I kind of want there to be like a crude vehicle that's a giant wheel, like a. I don't know. I think Skaven has something like that. Maybe I've seen a conversion of it. I don't know, but there's an image in my mind of a crude like in a single wheel vehicle. What new auxiliary unit would I like to see? Honestly, I want to see Kroot, more Kroot stuff. So I want to see like Narlock riders in some form, even if they're not actually Narlock riders. I want to see Narlock riders. I want to see mounted Kroot running around the battlefield. I want to see Kroot like trapping experts. I want to see like a Kroot shaman. I want to see like a different type of Vespid, right? Like I want to see a different morphology of Vespid. You know, just like you social insects on Earth have different forms, right? Like you have different ants. You have like, you know, soldier ants. You have gathering ants. You have drones. You have the queen. You have nurse ants, right? Those are all different morphologies, different anatomies to reflect those different roles within the hive, within the nest. And I could envision something similar for Vespid, right? So something like that. I would much rather see any of those before they do something like bring Demiurge or Nessakar into onto the tabletop, right? I would much rather see our existing auxiliaries get some more attention before they bring something new in. I think that was somewhat of a misstep with Vespid when they first came out. That they decided to bring more things in before, you know, just giving Kroot more attention. What is the chance we get Primaris Kroot? Low. I think the Primaris Kroot are low. I mean, you could argue though that like Daek Grek is a Primaris Kroot, right? He's slightly different in scale, in stature. So, you know, in that way, he could be considered a Primaris Kroot, I think. So, yeah. All right. Let's call it a night. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. Thanks for hearing me, listen to me ramble about models. Hopefully you found it enjoyable. If not informative, at least it was entertaining, right? So let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, happy wargaming.